Your Honors, Melech'ha, Mr.Presidents, forgive me that I were so really exhaustively tired last night. I know, Your Honors, you wanted I to send you the video, but let's make it now. Like I am telling you, today is Friday the 4th, 2015. This is 8:21, sorry, here in Buenos Aires. And I just woke up and I switched this sheer. I wear the legacy one that this generates like normally every day. Just made an app, a porn assembled photo. Sodoma, Policía Federal Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Armada Argentina, Ejército Argentino, Metropolitana, SIDA. Like naturally you know them, and also bonaerense. And now, bad tellers, the Generalitas Perras, like you know, the team of, oh, this is not gonna take them away from us, it's defense of the patriot. Making the generations which evangelics supporting them and making them to do the supposed expertises of that we know it all. Diablos degenerados de mierda de Sodoma, sorry the word. Telling the description of the shirt saying, tenemos toda la ropa, lo tenemos todo, hazme las fotos. Like every day. I just wear this on. Alright, telling you, I'm feeling terrible. That is exactly the same old rolling all around. And you have the complete as yesterday I have been suffering around whipping today. Clear fact on, they say state has rights to be and rights of identity of state. And in the middle of this all they says that they only will determine elements for this. Saying that everything belongs to them, and they will say because of they are the ones that commands and they didn't allow me to do or to be, that everything I've done I sent you, I had to send them because of they commanded, because of they were the authorities, and not to you. The whole whipping working, that I will be not right and I will be not recognized, like Eli Shell, Eli Blanco Redemi. So the accounts wouldn't be mine and I will rob. And the whole of the publishments, I will rob them, that I will be all around like yesterday walking around, that I will be forbidden to walk around while now making the mind control, perros de general, saying that they makes me speak. Still, maricas reventadas, forgive me the term, and the rest, perras. Please ask you forgive me the terms, and I want them dead. Telling about that I am forbidden to walk in whatever and wherever the neighborhoods or places because of I will be robbing the mind control, which is like they live some making daily. And are todos, everyone, the whole, and United Evangelics, profaning me and making the same like now are doing. In the middle of this all happened the reality that also reproduces still what I'm saying, what I do, saying that it stems. Yesterday I were about to giving some sciences related on the supposed astrophysics, and also some singing video and some notices and news that I will give, that I will rob to prostitutas, Gomorra, Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, and Kirchners, and saying that they will do, and whenever Your Honor, Edmond J and others, with him, at the Justice Bodies and working still with the whole we do, asked me to do what I've done, and sent you. Well, actually I didn't send you, I just published it, and I'm sorry, if you want I send you today. And I edited the account second that I got, which acknowledge my identity in Israel, and saying that I robbed them and this will be them. And my line, which I am having here, the sim, I am recording seamless, and will be better laptop. Better with cameras USB, or simply a tablet. Instead I to be doing this like I told you yesterday, but it's not relevant now, sorry. Other clear fact of will be them line, the number that I'm using since Chronic Haven to me, saying that Gobierno de la Nación y la Presidenta de la República Argentina me lo dio. Justicia Argentina me lo otorgó. With my Android, with my laptop, with the whole of the files, my backups and everything. Nosotros lo hicimos todo, no se dan cuenta que ya lo probamos. And gives with the same generations. And marica reventada, which is preventing me now, to the saying that it's doing and makes me say that I want it to die now. So I'm telling you one thing. In the middle of this reality, for the putting you at clear, and forgive me the terms again. Husky, please. The clear of the soul which determinately this degenerates for words that are making the same. And also there's the saying, our turn to making. And also that I will be not accepted in no place in the world, and the whole of the world will ever say to kill me and to do to me and to finish this. For them. Which we have been seeing yesterday. And as well, the videos and the files taken away from my account, saying that it were thems and them composition and all thems and nothing else but thems used for kidnapping people like now, saying that they are helping me. Because of it is nothing allowed about me, no place, nowhere, no more, like the thing of the sex, like I already sent you and already discussed with you. While maricas atrofiadas, Policía Federal Argentina consider of expertises, forgive the word again. Bravo! Great! Don't you see? He speaks what we make Sid speak. Pedazo de reventada mierda. Malnacidas maricas atrofiadas. So in the middle of the soul is exactly what I'm gonna tell you, which they, for words that are making the same, telling that they makes me speak and they will say first. Because if they will fight for the patriots and for the rights. And patriots, talking about the whole UNASUR, which are the same shit like them with the part of the victims. So, allow me please, and I'm sorry the words, I really am not feeling so fine. Forwarding the whole of the realities around this is exactly which I am telling you. No one ever stops until they're to do, and they says only happens what they says, and they says only worthless. And the reality they says, and there will be only what they defines and they will say. Over a culture of being a hell degenerado, bruja de enfermedad de Sodoma y Gomorra, which is what each of these are, delusionally deliring that everything will be submitting at them feet, and that they will be the core and existence and reason of anything and everything and everyone, worth specially treating, to saying that with a spell of a witchcraft, the hocus pocus of a trouser, and a degenerate snake perra prostituta in the evangelic title, and forgive me this, but it's exactly this, making the whatever to be for we come in and it's going to be what we say, enough of us cannot be God found, it's the same class one and another. They are going to be whatever they desires, they can, especially me and anybody. The whole before days were exactly the same and were doing the same thing, that they had taken my being away and sácaselo todo, total. Profaning me, saying that they takes away my being and my beard to my person, and they do what they says they do, which is, we're doing what he's doing already, don't you see? And I'm gonna show you again here what they says they do, that I do. So in the middle of this all, for words he'll make it the same. And suddenly, oh, pero esto lo hizo él. Lo estuvo haciendo él. Bueno, no se lo permitas, pero es un judío. Ah, es un judío. ¿Y este nombre qué es? Su identidad en Israel. Ah, es un israelí. Bueno, entonces no se lo permitas porque no se permite nada de los judíos y de los israelíes en ningún lugar del mundo. Son la cría de la bestia, no cabe ninguna duda. Son la parra de Sodoma y Gomorra y Babilonia. La enfermedad más abominada de todos los tiempos. Evangelistas Unidos, queridos expertos Kirchners, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas. And so few victims. Minutes ago, started making Oken declare Rishbach Matsimasen, while 3 of these degeneraditos started saying, Ale, ¿qué te pasa ahora? Tenías que ir a chuparte una C-word, fathers, sorry. Y ahora no sabemos qué te vamos a hacer. With the pardon of few which are healed and are destroyed at the point that they don't know what is reality anymore. It's supposedly I done the whole night. And I'm going to show you this as well. So in the middle of this all, for words on the making the same and saying the class of a law that we discussed and I shown you yesterday and the day before and so years ago. Está prohibido tener sexo con los militares y con la Armada Argentina y los hombres de las Fuerzas Armadas. Está prohibido y es crimen. No te hagas problema, presentamos un recurso de amparo en la Corte de Justicia Internacional en todos los estados de Naciones Unidas, que tenemos derecho a They says having sex and it's rape. Donde quiera, como quiera, con quien quiera. Donde queramos, como queramos, con quien queramos. Y está todo bien, no pasa nada. Tenemos derecho a The terminating will be having sex. But it's forbidden for anybody to do so. Podemos wherever to be, whoever to be, whenever to be, and whoever to does it. Oh my God, we gotta put him in jail. Of course, we have rights. For the rape, permanently until we have rights to be and having the life of the bear too. In the CNC. Like this, the rest all. Oh, if they are of God, God's listen to them, they shouldn't. You know? Like the experiment that I shown you so long ago and I sent you. Oh, they were all around and so cute, nice, handsome. Men of the armed forces went to having sex with the whole of the population around and also Jewish. And they said, oh my God, I had a very awesome moment. They are amazing. And we don't rape. How possibly we will do that? So dumb. Who is that one? And the Jewish, and this is no lie, that were delivered into, tracked with a pli kavati, pli mosi, pli mate, pli kovim, pli toshim, like filters to doing. And saying that they are willing, and everything is okay, and they don't kill them. And after that disappeared for massive rape and murder. And Mafi, sorry. But it is nothing allowed about no Jew in the whole of the world, unless Israeli, oh my God. And they take care of the Jews. And trying to suppress, which is the real, for there to be only Only we command here, and we are the ones that will command all of the world. For words with the same. And in the middle of the salt, Gibson profaning me, I were laying, sleeping, and were the whole night making the witchcraft and the degenerations they naturally do. And one delirious legion, that squad of Hernan Nasquet, which is not a real name, DNA, 20,009,808, with its legion, which are one of a class, hell, Sodoma, saying that took my being away, with evangelics, which keeps on making the same thing. Es un diablo, no lo puedes permitir, no te das cuenta, no hace nada del Señor y se la pasa por todas lados haciendo lo que nosotros sabemos. Supposedly by those, brains, carnivals, crudos, cabreras, anacondas, straight sons. I will be internated yesterday, and I will be under medications. I will be in jail yesterday, and I will be detained. And also with no capacity to be nowhere, and they will be just easy, nothing happened. And making the destructions for our people, Jewish population, to be kidnapped and murdered, and my friends. And telling, rob the brain, rob the everything it got, doesn't work, lives on felony, and also makes the scripting and criticizes everybody and further criticizing rises against the world, and makes damages to everybody, and offenses, and swears. And turn to say, I will be a junkie, I will be a prostitute, a pedophilic, a zoophilic. I will send them to rape and murder, and I will mask everything in disguise. I will rob the whole that I present, saying and pretending thinks and conceits to be Aliyah. Take everything of God away right now, because if we cannot tolerate this, we never allowed it, and we never say this to be. We are the judges of Lord, and we are put it by the President of Argentina, the affairs of the nation in Assur, and that is from the Lord. And this perros degenerados, defensa de la patria, saying that has tried to making me what they did to me because of the nation, and I've been burned here. I have been birthed in this goddamn disgusting land, so they can take and do with me whatever they want says. And also gives with that EA. Estado Argentino, Estado Nacional, no se dan cuenta. And trying to put in with the rest all the same, saying all belongs to EA. Ejército Argentino, also Jewish. Renaper, Goth R. And in the middle of this all, like I told you, RA will be the definition of documentation or identity from Argentina, which is Republic of Argentina. Or R, which is Argentina, defined like in United Nations, no EA. EA is Ejército Argentino, Argentinian Army. And I am not of it. And I want them dead to everyone. So in the middle of this all, started to making no can declare well, keeps on making the same. And I am happy what happens right now that I'm going to show you as well. Shalom. Thank God. En blijf maar zegelikim. So the La Gran Firma keeps on making the same all, naturally like they are, and saying has rights of identity of a state. And that we will rise against them and making damages, and they don't have to show to the world what is state identity and state secrets and everything, like compromises a government and a nation. Because if they have too much enemies, yes, they are the enemy of everybody, especially of mine. And I am Aliyah. Sorry. Keeps on producing same old, and it's exactly this. Gerard legt me sagale is wat ik die ratmat la sifia black Gerard televisie smat maut kidinatan. Gerard gaan nie weer like ja le fager dit wat is was wat ek bespet ek hier nie smat la sik die gaan tas pas so smot. Tachta die Gerard legt me wat bleef spot le se show non tlet en dan ring mas man se snot te kap die want dat spat. Slechatsem Gerard het machalin I give with symptomatologies, forgive me, and this will be drugs. And I have a smooth itching. In the whole of the most of blechbis means samachredis maser, which is whenever some secretion comes down. Whatever this be, I hope that cut them. My God. Sorry. Gerard chama blechi chavet pat levis seshvatsi Gerard chalivis mesiva tlekilio parrenefam tamereri parreres mosin Gerard chama blechmi kavet blechav tlagivis pot levis seshvatsi va epelekorin mat vali miondas numat knorodiats and basmens velakishvet mont begiver besim ablagir refechmat sachav livis vat levis seshvatsi maplik vechmatzima. So mitigar, mitigate, everyone, which is the right definition nominated for the term, right? The expression as eloquently delivered for the reality of the action, which this means, as denigrated character into a person and putting a person in a very core for the right of plechvia matlechmisimo plechmi viswat lakiban, mitigating. Will be an invented word, Gomorra. I'm going to culturally a Royal Academy of Spanish. And I'm going to tell them that I designed this word. Bedlesen krava bechmasimo plefes viat laki rebesecha blavat. Dechelikime revechidis sopalimas. Leske rabi fachmachasen hismatin. Siglikiva, forgive me, this is disgusting. He's sick, really sick, like you never imagine. This is the glass of thing that I tell you, is the identity, but not everyone is this. And I were talking about victims, but I'm not gonna tolerate no. Alright. So suddenly, Gerard left me sachilis, potele seichein, masachalim. With a witch, with an evangelic, and a falsa or a hysterextasia for the coming, for the making Viagra or open and blow because if I kill you. Sorry this, as vulgar is exactly the picture every day, which thirsts for word every day and making the same, is exactly the class of identity Kirchners in our evangelics. We have rights to. And it's exactly that. I designed the word mitigar. Llamamos en la Real Academia Española, que es nuestra. Garama blech machali visot levis visach legishvat lachachali gimisachamava alektika rachamatzimive. And we're so excited, the whole of the already decreed. Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas me dieron todo. Soy una estrella, soy una estrella. Voy a ser gloriosa, la reina del cielo. Estaremos coronados de gloria. Coronados de gloria seremos, coronados de. But first, the phallus. First the vagina. Gotta grow up. And I will be the president of the world. Betle Sechem, and you understand what I mean? The master which were covered by evangelics. Luciano Droviano. There were the clergy's masachim like we were discussing and I were doing with you. For the case of these destructions and the generations, we have been putting in the hell for about 9 million freaks of this. and identified clearly no kids, not humans, clones of that goddamn Egyptian mummy. And this will be my delusional character. The liar is still the liar. Oh my god! How dares! And in the middle of the soul, the one that were directing the whole of the generations were covered by evangelics. Poor kid. Oh my god. And from inside the cradle of these freaks with the pardon of victims, United Evangelics, commanding to rape, murder, and destroy our people, saying that he will be whenever they look at me with, including the bonds, we're gonna rip away to it. My bonds. And saying that, deliver the body of the Lord, give it in, because if we didn't allow you to be. With praying with Carnival, Cabrera, and Acondian Freighton, and Stemateras. Crudo and Anacondia making the logistics, saying that they has rights, and that only they will define what would be a floor with a beast inside. Naturally, Babylonia. Power, power, what is this power? And it shows powers. Take it off, can that be? And I'm sorry, this is not psychiatric and this is not shock, they are natural. With the burden of the victims, we are rescuing and putting at the best ever possible. Safe. But listen, coming and forgiven my neurotic state on keep on reproducing this class of things instead speaking naturally like anybody will do. I am in a moment that I didn't bear yesterday my walk all through while coming right into this address again back on the hall and started raining in a very state that I would just destroy everything and everybody. Like I told you, I want even the bricks to remember what isn't for not to be, and I want this goddamn land in ashes. Just remember the reality. Whenever Adonai persisted and insisted in saying, don't you dare, and saying enough, Adonai said, the hell with you, Southern and her. And put it the goddamn land in ashes, and no even a goddamn disgusting herb grows there. Not anymore. But listen, Rabbi Fech Machliki Visachlaki Mablab. And Glekir Fechlachatsiva Blevesocheris Matsim. The disgust of the generates gives some breathing and gives some making. So I have been all through supposedly I will come to meaning some mitigated kid trouser of Gendarmería Nacional. And also some cute mitigated trouser of some Fajina Federal. And I just came down with a place that I didn't want to be neither. But suddenly I needed to come to my documents and I needed to leave it. But we understand what we are going through and I cannot really answer. Match the reality I'm going through. I'm sorry. I really cannot steal the same a lifetime and steal this, and I just don't. I cannot. Suddenly at the point of this, and saying, cannot killing us all. Let's call for everyone and everybody, Latin America to defense to Latin America. Cannot kill us all, and I want to put in Latin America in the hell for they do understand pedazos de mierda, que mierda mueran. And whoever to be a victim, let's fight him for. But this is shit over and over ever. So suddenly, at the reality of this, if this pedazo de barras goes for the Latin America to defense, it's because of I am not demon. And it's because of I am not whack. And also tearing the saying, never were internated, never happened. This is all for making damages to the state. Don't you see, Borda doesn't recognize us, neither Alvear, neither Pinheiro, and neither Cuerpo Médico Forense, and the 88th Civil Code and the 7th Defensory never fun. And Anima Fernandez Kirchner's are gonna worry for this and saying, oh my God. And making up triple of this right behind. And giving with the shit. Sorry, the word is shit. Like them. And so in the middle of this, I never were internated neither, were kidnapped and were less humanity, which there's two people making, saying, it's mitigation and also insults us and makes all the time and we cannot control it. Don't you see? He reacts naturally because of his evangelic praise. Manifestos. I want to kill them. It's already too much. And I'm serious, already too much. I don't want not even a brick of this goddamn town on feet. Not even a goddamn brick and not even foundations. Dat leser Melech'ha was Vasilav. Zehotlikining, Baglakerabin, and it's what they are doing permanently. It's not all here to publish. And here to say nothing else, and here to present nothing in the world, because of we have the doubt, surely he robbed, and surely he murdered the granny for the taking the TV, and taking everything that pretends to sell because of we're robbed, and also the granny didn't have, he robbed and gave her. And the 20 account, they supposedly will be waiting for me at the office, at Ingeniero Huerguaveno, Buenos Aires. For I will come to make a reclamation for what asters were happening and my forum account to be dismissed. How will I receive it? They will ever keep the possible for, but what mail? About what's needing. And all through this, forwarding this, at the reality just knowing and understanding my communication, if they will ever be interested in something like never received no class of okay at all. In the middle of this reality also saying that it's them account and them expressions and I sent something which were so mistaken because of I think I am such a person and my line will be mine and I will send to 20 what I have been going through. Oh my God, how tears. It is us, Policía Federal Argentina. And United Evangelics, them account and them line. And Claro Argentina supporting still the same, and Telecentro as well with the service of internet. I keep under limitation. I don't have the elements or the access as naturally I would come myself even. And whenever I try to move, you saw what this did. All through this reality keeps on making global, complete, Latin America complete, and evangelics seek to generate all glass of an advertisement, defamation, destruction, damages all over about my person and Jewish, and instigating and mitigating for the possible of destroying Jewish communities and saying, not allowed. There is the demon in person and there is devil and they are nothing of God and we cannot allow and they got to be taken off of everything and everything of God away. And telling that they have tried to take in the money, coming with Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, PSA Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, Policía Metropolitana, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, Policía Bonaerense, Policías Provinciales, against whatever and whoever Jewish populations, and friends of mine sustained by United Nations liaison office, just despite it's about subventions for no works around, saying that they have tried to take in the money of them because of we've been robbed to the state of Argentina by me and by them helping me to rob into the state what I do naturally that they never had. And we exposed enough yesterday about us medicine, about us science, about us technology, that they said we robbed them, making the abominations and the generations that they said. Like we've been discussing, the supposed cell PRMTDMC and a son of a snake, degenerado, criminal, perro infeliz, Ejército Argentino, Policía Federal Argentina, considered for expertise, making a very dusty hocus pocus on a masturbation upon the cell and saying he will demand and direct with the mind over its genetic that communication over the technology for the cyberized element will ever just proceed. Instead of just smoking all around and just sparkled and burnt in hell, just like them are going to be. So suddenly that is the class of technologies they says we're rubbing. All through this, and I'm going to show you this as well if you want, and you know ain't not a bench. Gerradlich mikar refechli givis optivis ample despicti garratsi savisher, incol blech machivi ablasimarin. Cultura de brujas, de abominados, de degenerados. Cuento de hadas de la bragueta mágica de Sodoma y Gomorra. Like United Evangelics, saying that Lord is with them and we shown it, don't you see? And the lying they will do what I do. And they will be me already. And they will transfer. But a hocus pocus prophetic witches of God, and God himself is going to burn them in hell. I'm happy for that. And suddenly telling that my being and my existence and my all and even my body will ever be transferring to Sodoma y Gomorra, parrada degenerada, that keeps on making the whole class of a destruction state identity rights, commercializing my being, my spirit, my virtues, my perfection, my body. And perras infelices, sorry in the world, aplesirmesim and the word. United Evangelics saying, don't you see his ego? Oh my God, so and petulant, and also, oh my God, don't you see? And nothing of the Lord. And saying that my name, they didn't give me. And they didn't give me who I exist and the right to be. And they didn't give me right or permission to be with God, or receive anything of God, or give nothing of God. Praise carnivals, crudos, cabreras, senacondias, freight songs, estemateas, and whole associated. And universal, the same class of a demon, there's no doubt. This prevents directly those others make the staging for the whole of the Bahmaba, Pa'atsumu, Bel, Kakunut, Shetaya, and are exactly the same. The blessing Rebefech Lachamatlevi Farrivis Bitim. Inkleki repatla kahatsi baplesmosu ambleki verhevespobleves massivisas litim. So low, for this is exactly what Kirchner's permanently were doing, and don't you tell this bag. Everyone are involved. And the whole rapes and murders. And the whole are a disgusting diablo degenerado abominado perro sucio. Gerrapti maplechimachim. We never done this, and we were doing this all. We are the ones. We are the ones that were making this, and he thinks that, oh my God. They think they are gonna clean them asses like have been doing with us all, with me, with us, like with toilet paper, like permanently has used to. That degenerates sick whores, pedophilics, and degenerates sex. And forgive me the terms, please, and also the vulgar to express, but it's exactly what it is. So suddenly, reves pachlakini, reves masivam blabat, ambabli give for reves pasema blevis masim. Inshgalgi arvefechliki revidam smatlevis batlakim. They says what everybody wants and what delivers into truth and rises against what we have as interests, identity and rights, and we to have to be because of we command is forbidden. 666. Truth, justice, reality, exposition of the truth, and showing who is whom and what does each. And making the possibility this to be useful for what we want. So, forbidden, so you, coring, an element for we're institutions and we're government. Betlisi kamarevisi matlevis potlevis ahivis potlakima ravasmasi babletis vita. Aki karamasim, akel kivihomatsim. Islevis fasim. Also my person, my identity knows and pretends to be. There are 8 million perros degenerados pretending to be called tisvita. Betlesen kramablech machal visichidatika revefecholaptivas matle vivablikat fachmatsim ablemab gerralachnika ravechal visot levisishvasi galarimitim Betlesichamatlechamatsim batleki blech Betlesin revefech machalaki matsevavam Embleki revefechalcham gerrevefech lachavatsim ablekimam Bedlisen revefech lachamatsia blevesvot lekisvasimikivika. And letika revefech lachavatsechinim blavesmotsinim keeps on temaching me, saying that they will take my chins all off, that ain't no Jew no more in me, no royal in me no more, that they will have the royal chin themselves. And evangelics to gave them, and gives on maybe one and another supporting of the shared compound that everyone has. Destroying for one, destroying for another, and we come and we are, and doesn't know how desperating that got them sick shit for the making what they says got to be. And masturbating still with them computers, my photo, and saying, I'm gonna be. Identity of state. And that's to saying that they makes me speak still. I have 75 million perros degenerados en el sur all over Buenos Aires, including the perros degenerados. Making the possibilities over the identity, to saying that they are going to be me and they are going to show that they are and nobody else matters but them, and they will be my world, my existence, my reasoning, my thought, and everything I sent you. They proved with this that they did. Oh my God, he robbed us with mind control, but we make mind control to show you that it's us. And every reduced identity of state, shit like them, bravo. And gives the circus of whores, Kirchners, and in other evangelics, saying that has rights and are offense us. Oh my God! Kerram blach masika levi babliki remaspatliki marem, an se shopliki habat bat basara, an gleki revefech machal besika moblevis matacham, an nevisman nishmotim, and keeps on making the breathing of shit like them all over. Yesterday I went through, and I shown you. And where? I'm sorry for this, because of his exactly the picture. And the whole line, somebody says. Supposed graduated expertises Policía Federal Argentina, promising that they will kind of kill enough Jewish and my friends, and that they are going to be me, swearing that they will. For the patriot. And came through the institution of the family and minor, Buenos Aires, and I'm going to show you and I'm going to give you more evidences on that. Of pedophilic insight, making the child and making the compound of defensories, and the courts dedicated to, and presidents of Argentinian expertises, and there were one inside, while at the requestment, where desperate I to come in and on feed, expecting I to pass through a can and starting to groping and asking me, hey, are you okay doing it? Anything? Come in. And supposedly my fantasy. Federal networks. He offends and he is totally cycle. He cannot say that we are doing that. I'm sorry. They are and they were doing that. They are nothing instituted and they are not the federal federation that this were destroying permanently and trying to murder and murder the 22%. Which were permanently fighting and trying to not fall at the site of the destruction and the mitigated state for the delivered, the denigrated, trampled, besmirched, for they too proceed that they never done. And they were threatened permanently. we could still be working, and we could still be doing some things, but they need help and protection. And we have 5 problems inside and already exposed in front of you all. Now, but listen, federal networks, the 8 million plugins that they are aware still, which are the whole of the BMC for that we are going to deliver you, don't you worry, we are going to assist you, and deliver into this degenerate soul. Come, we have a very awesome night, and I'm going to show you that how precious can be, blowjob, and the F word too, and forgive me again, but it's exactly this. Whoever to word for the has a good piece and can make the chop and bleeding enough and tearing enough and making the best ever joyful, sacrificial for power, we gotta grow, is admitted. And the rest, you got to be the meat. And I am profound, and these perros degenerados start to say that they are going to help me. And reading, but profaning me, whatever and whoever to move all around, saying, he's making my conscience to us because we're the government, don't you see? We are the ones that are allowed, and it doesn't matter what. We are the government, we can. And I want them all dead. But let's say, so suddenly low is I have 5 million perros degenerados all around. And in Mariana Costa y Premetro, Buenos Aires, Ramón Falcón, Escalada Avenida, and Del Piane, almost, Lugano, Buenos Aires. And in 6,004 units around Phony Police Station, Phony 2 Police Station, 38, 50, 13, which still is 17, not 13, Avenida Avellaneda, 11, 12, 26th, 22, 22nd, 24th, 23rd, which is in Palermo, and the PRMC, the 15th, and the 10th, 13th, 18th, and 19th, all around with Prank, Carnival, Crudo, Cabrera, Anacondia, making the formation of expertises, and they supporting for this to be. Saying that puts them my spirit for they to be glorious and great, and they, of course we have right, and we are going to see it and experiencing everything. We are going to be the heaven. And there's the saying, of course, Parrasos Sodomitas watching her hunt for rape and murder. Still, and with the sorry to cutting in pieces and it's all delusional, never happens, don't you see, we told you. And they themselves supporting for the possibility with Cuerpo Médico Forense that keeps on delivering, that is stolen them the whole of the atlas of the new psychiatry and neurology science. Saying, 4 minutes is enough, I saw you and I understood, because of the reality tells me your words and whatever you do express is enough to me to understand that the person is a radical and its medication cannot be any other. And if it doesn't do the regret that everybody will do, like smoking drugs, needs medication more than ever. Because of the business are off. Is what they are there for, except 5 that I don't get no idea what the hell are they still at. Se clever si moplefe spachli, matlechi publici verheves subsivada. Am plectica marheves masabel blevisivisi sheve. Tleki remba tlechecham plevesastivili vishpotlikam an reves form vespantevisi shek. Angle reves pachla hasika maplevis small leves patlevis minris fasim. Skleki revefecha leves potlevis massa schlag kachatsin bapleki vitmad. Angleki revefecha leves mia leves soshleki matlechi visop leves matlakim. Inkal revetia, kleka revesima, leves pachlakima, Andres soldiat, legivi rovesvad, leves mosevishvod, legi rovesmad, leves sisvatlikan, Seko aplikir, revefech legishvodimi, blechevesika, blechmacha blima, blimas bel, de boswad, legima robetum, Slegir revefech lechamat, levisvat legisach, mad levismant, levet mant kishvor, Lakir revetansa, beswad legir revet maseshat, ligaver revet waswid, li insantama, Bet shukua ribidmat, glechi deswad, levesun slats kerig to swat sim. Krapti bet net sashove, en glekar rapti maresvi sama blevis fati giritis vaseshove. Sliat ligima revespot levis sushuatsikere masmata, shlakivo rimim, and lekira vepechapti boplas shuve, gela koriva zimada atashel, kerhopi baba, kerhop levis patlichamat imeseshere. Angle kira maplechmachim. Angle revifech matzika le revifech ligis vatsebo blavesosafliga seshakliga rebavim se gobliga raptivach matzebo blivisa semoplegishka gela ramadima ramabemod la kivika reves patlevis seshwativa gel chatzi mapleki chavat blesmatevis neolokua redishvon akel revitach mitavasendo shekova relko papitsimian tatlakiseklek adeshanus vogribi edlatikim redibiklik Schwarziger Rebachmatzimobla and Sheshmoda Retzachmadba Sebo Blivatimi. And yes, the Sikh that generates new ones with the white shirt. We're pure, we're clean, we're crystal, we don't do that. And saying, let's tell them to put him in jail because if he were around the Negan, the teller tab, and kissing what is for the nation, and we have to deny him. We are the ones that have rights to be, and we can be him. He's not allowed to be. With stolen cards, saying because if we were, President of Argentina gave it to us, over the raped and murdered people, and still there's everyone. And still there's. And the Sikh that generated yesterday on the, I have been forced, and oh, he's gonna do one again now. And can you tell me what's the time? Did I have to? And just in case, I'm gonna kill you anyway if you see this, degeneradito, porque sos un criminal, sodomitico de perra. Y te mereces la muerte, y es justicia. And it's not a threat. Sorry for this. Gerrama plechma sechali visosemir, amblesim. And with a stolen car of someone that himself delivered to rape with a kishpati. Rights of state, rights of identity, of course! Gerrama plechma sechali givises levisma, sechali gimivan. Amblekir vefechot sibo bledesmas veblikir mas anasnakim. Seklika revefechalachem blechme sechvis bloves vachlekim revefama ante biblima. While perros evangelistas de Sodoma y Gomorra thirst to keep on saying, se cree que es Elías. Ay, por favor, ¿no te das cuenta que nos oye? ¿No te das cuenta que encima nos adivina? Ay, yo no lo puedo creer. ¿A te parece? Sechlakam. En blek machamasivamim. En blek michavesamasevab. And black Messiah was Sechlikish was Sechalin and the supposed anointed. Because of we're having sex the whole of the afternoon, I don't know what to say, because of someone were walking around, but he sent to having sex, and we saw his face all around, and there were always a boner in front, and were uniformed, and they were exhausted over so much that he insisted and persisted and couldn't get off of the spell, and they were fascinated and saying, give me more, give me more. And he were roaming all around and chunky stuff consuming and delivering all over Palermo, while anyone that were through and also horses saying, I'm gonna do it anytime, don't you worry, it's nothing wrong, I'm not having no problem with you. That girl must seem a cute one, and I have already a boner, but I'm on service. And delivering on chunky stuff and totally high. Oh my God, how you dare to say to me the holy of the God? Frightsome brains, carnivals, crudos, cabreras, anacondias, all over. And that I will rob 3 cars and deliver to cells. And I will be working with the Policía Federal Argentina, the reason why I wouldn't be detained, but I will be detained in jail, in prison, and also internated and under medication. That is them Lord and them anointment. And this is not for, oh poor, they are destroyed and they are suffering war. No, they are what they are, and they will have what they deserve, because of if you are with God, you don't do such other generations. And falsely accusing, saying we are going to help him also with the whole of the circus of abominables and freaks, prostitution of Sodoma, because of our men inside showing us and holding the beast within, which are not me. Give the body of the Lord, and also the bones we are going to reap out of you. Bethlehem from a plech saying that they takes the land permanently, all through the whole, since they have supposed identity. Supposed to give ba el chai. They says they takes land in the name of a spell, over profane way, over name that is nothing but justified for victims and innocents and whoever has the real sense to come to el chai, but not the name for. And in a profanation of something that I never gave for the abominations they does, and they holds, and they supports. En blech matlech hibat lecha, bat lekin revefechma, chalchama blech vis, vatlevese shative, gerchalech matzinam, making the spell of the moment. You're sure? That lesechat bat lem. En glech matzikar revefechla hatzimevim. And Comisaria 12 keeps on being the core of the generation to repartija of my being and genetics, saying, we all of you because of we are the titled Chapter authorities of the Christianism. Put it about, I don't know what class of a cat, because of already said your cat, which is a demon. Sodom and Gomorrah, like you, diablos. Bethlehem Rabafech Lachimim, and this will be instigating for they doing worse, already murdered 19 million all around, and we have the whole of the bodies, even if hard to believe. Do you believe? And also that, yeah, Armax. Yes, Munzi. I will be disgusting at you. Everybody will be disgusted, which only just watch me up and looking my face every day in front of the whatever videos or screens and saying, disgusting, because if I will be just making and producing this all in the picture of the puzzle, each of these will ever match about my name. Sodom and Gomorrah have done this since my fire with this perra reguarda, pretender of authorities of Lord. And I am the disgusted. But listen, Krabafech Masechali Biswad la Besmachalakim. And Blech Misachalam, but let's say was what live further. And so suddenly, like I said, not for poor, but I enough. Ser Revichemat Levisfatika, Revechmachal Levisini. And like Tika Revefechatsim Levesasimire. And I have the new Crias Degeneradas approval for supposed expertises about raping our people and murdering our people and destroying our peoples with them cars, with them houses for now, and no furnitures of them and no clothes. neither devices, immediate ones, saying that they are going to show that they do it, not I, with the screen of the perro degenerado, embraguetado degenerado de Sodoma y Gomorra. All over. And even through, no matter what, we're government after all, we're the Policía Federal Argentina, my